Good morning and welcome back to Sunday Morning TV. My name's Sonny Joe Flanagan and now you're watching my favourite segment of LS. And LS, ladies and gentlemen, stands for Live Seed. Now, let's just say there's all these bands and artists out there that you and I don't know about. They could have been together for a year or two, or maybe they just formed. But they're working their butts up. They're working 3 jobs so they can save all their money, so they can make their music so it can be heard. And one thing that I love about this segment is I get to find these artists that you and I may not know about, interview them in Sunday Morning TV studios here today, and I find out who are they? Where are they from? What's their story? Where can you check them out online? And what do they want to achieve in the next year? It's an opportunity for them to get their music out there in a different way, and an opportunity for you and I to sit back and be entertained and find out this amazing talent that's out there. You never know. You may find your new favorite band or artist on the Live Seed. So here today on Live Seed is my first artist. So let's meet him. Hello, hello, hello.
How you going, son?
Good, welcome, Sonny Joe. And because this is a new show where, you know, they might not know you and I don't know you, first of all, let's start off with your name.
Nick.
Nick, lovely to meet you, Nick. And just so I don't forget and the viewers don't forget, I'll give you a name tag. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
So Nick, and Nick, first of all, what's the name of your band?
Well, I'm in quite a couple of bands, but my main band I've been in since I was a kid, really, and we still stay together, is Vanadium.
Vanadium, and how do you spell that?
It's V-A-N-A-D-I-U-M, Vanadium, Vanadium.
Vanadium, I like that. And where does that come from? Because
it's off the periodic table of elements, number 23. It's a element that they use to bind rock and metal together.
Oh, nice, nice.
Right on.
What we'd probably want to know is, what do you play in the band?
I am the guitarist and the singer.
So Nick is the guitarist and the singer, and then the Canadian one
is the drummer.
Yep.
And
what's his name?
Vinny.
Vinny? Vinny!
And Steve is the bass player.
And Steve is the bass. And what would you say, like, you know, what's your style of music?
Well, we would say purist rock and roll, old school, bluesy, hard rock.
Yeah.
But then we like to incorporate whatever listen to everything and then incorporate whatever we like into that. So if it's maybe funk or gospel or anything we like the sound of, heavy metal.
Yeah. And you said you've been together for so many years. You know, did you all grow up together and stuff?
Yeah, well, we grew up together and we started just playing music together, like a little high school kind of band. And most high school bands died.
Yeah.
And this one just didn't. We couldn't shake it. We just stayed together.
But that's a good thing because you have that bond. You know,
yeah.
It pisses you off. You know what you like. You have a laugh. You know, you're probably at that stage where you know exactly. You know, even when you're performing live, but okay, Nick's gonna do this, and you know your bassist because he's so used to it. So it's tight. I could imagine that you're tight.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things. Like we started as kids, and I've played in a lot of bands, and you know, I went later to a music high school separate from them, and I was always worried that I'd find people I'd like playing with more than them because we had such a close friendship. And I was worried, oh, I'll find a band I like, but I've never found anyone who I enjoy playing with as much, so we just stayed together.
Yeah.
Since we were kids.
No, it's good. I like that.
Now we'd all like to kill Justin Bieber.
You know, I hate how people say, you know, who do you compare to and who are you like and things like this. It's always such a normal question, but, you know, for people out there because, you know, that don't know your music, it's for people to look at music. What would you say is your style if someone was to watch you Do you know what I mean?
It's old school, but it's not nostalgic, because the problem is I find a lot of these hard rock bands or rock and roll bands, they're not really original. They're rehashing, you know, old stuff from the 70s and 60s, but there's nothing, there's no substance to it. It's just rehashing. So I find a lot of these bands, if they were taken back to the 60s or 70s, they wouldn't stand up against the other bands at the time. They're standing up now because no one else is doing it.
Yeah.
So I've always been gone, how do I make music that's old school but it's new and it is original and it would stand up back then and it stands up now, instead of being, if you're playing rock and roll, most of the time you're a nostalgia band, and I don't want to be a nostalgia band. So really original and, you know, music with depth and going in new directions but keeping that really old hard rock kind
I'm excited to see this. I can't wait. You still sound like this like rock and roll and stuff. So. You know, before we get into where to check you out online, I'm just gonna ask you some 10 random questions, if that's all right with you. If your other band members weren't chasing girls to the other side of the world, then I would ask them the question as well, but we're just going to stick to you, Mr. Nick. So, SMTV, random questions. Nick, when you're in the shower and you pick up the soap, what is the first thing that you wash?
Depends on what's the dirtiest.
So if you've had sex, then we know what you wash first. Nick, question number 2.
My toes.
Your toe. Have you licked a battery before?
Yes.
Thank you. Everyone thinks I'm a weirdo for licking batteries, but yes, I am normal. Because it electrocutes you. Is that why you did it?
Yeah, we opened it for a show for Alabama 3, and we did the Sopranos theme song.
Oh, nice.
And we were starving, and they had all this beautiful fruit in their change room, so we were waiting outside their dressing room the whole night, and they thought we were, you know, waiting to meet them and get their autograph, but we were just waiting to steal their fruit. And so they came out and they were chatting to us, and the guitarist gave me his battery from his pedal as, like, you know, here you are, here's, you know, a memorial.
Here you are, fan.
Yeah, here's a
have my battery, lick it, lick it, lick it.
Yeah, so.
And that's when you licked it?
Yeah.
Because you liked them, or you wanted to get electricity filled?
That was about as much I could do with the battery.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Do you think the Queen wipes her bum with toilet paper, or do you think she uses something way more royal?
I'm convinced the Queen's a lizard, so.
You're convinced she's a lizard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what lizards do. She probably digs a hole and buries
Pulls
it.
out posh pellets.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to the next question. How would you design a spice rack for a blind person?
We go by smell, so you just open all the bottles.
Intelligent, see? That's an intelligent question. Alright, moving on to the next question. Nick. What could you live through more? Finding out that aliens do exist, or finding out that we're the only ones living in the universe?
Oh, if we were the only ones living in the universe, it would be very depressing.
I know, it would be so depressing. I'd be like, is that it? That's it.
It's not it, I
You know what I mean? You've got Susan Boyle, that's it.
She might be an alien. I think she's proof of aliens.
Susan Boyle! Seriously, give me the best impression of either Prince William or Julia Gillard.
Oh,
You have 5 seconds.
I couldn't. Blinky Bill, Julia Gillard, if you can do a Blinky Bill impression, you can do Julia
Thank you.
Gillard.
I say exactly the same thing. I used to say Julia Gillard before she became Prime Minister. She was a voiceover for Blinky Bill.
Yeah.
We will get through this. We are moving forward. I can't do it either.
I can't do it.
You've got to be Ranger. Okay. Have you cupcaked yourself before?
What's a cupcake?
You don't know what a cupcake is? Maybe you call it hot muffin. Where, sorry, this is kind of gross. Cupcake is when you have a fart ready and you put it over your glaxius maxius and you fart in your hand and you hold it and then you go up to someone and go, cupcake.
Oh, sure. That was.
Oh, what do you call it?
I went to a Catholic boys' school.
Oh.
That's all they do.
Yeah, but what did you call that? Because in Queensland we used to call it hot muffin. I don't know what they call it around the world, but shoot me a tweet and let me know.
Fucking arsehole is what you call it.
But yeah, hot muffin. Have you hot muffined or cupcake?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yourself before?
Catholic Boy Scouts, your method of defending yourself.
Get away! Right. Alright, and yeah, that's a SMTV question. So, you know, this whole show is about the live seed, it's about, you know, upcoming artists, people you don't know about. But seriously, you know, we'll put the details up, guys, where you can check them out on Facebook or Twitter or SoundCloud, any of those. Please check them out. This is Nick. Thank you for coming to the live seed. He's a legend. These guys are good. I'm excited to have at least one of them here on the show today. You've been great.
Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you. No problems. And live seed with Nick from Vanadium, everybody.
Thank you.